Hi there everybody and welcome along to the Big Quiz Night In. This is episode 69. Hope you're all doing well. It's another Facebook Live virtual quiz night and very soon we'll be joined by our live viewers to play along with tonight's quiz. We've got 3 rounds as always, followed by a picture round, and I can see that the notifications have now gone out to all the followers, and we'll see who can join us this evening. We'll be starting with the TV and films round tonight. We'll then go on to potluck, and then we've got a food and drink round to finish off the live show, and then a really interesting picture round all about albums and bands to finish with, which will be shared separately on the Facebook page. So I look forward to sharing that with you all and seeing your reactions to it all. It's always fun when I create these picture rounds for you. So we shall see who is available to join us live this evening. If you are watching this as a repeat viewing, then please do feel free to skip ahead about 5 or 10 minutes or so before we start with the first questions. You'll know it'll be the first question because my daughter Abby will be here to present it, and then we'll move on to the first round proper, which as I said is a TV and films round. For now though, I do the usual. Whenever I start a live show, I share the link out there in other Facebook places. So if you'd like to do the same, it'll be a big help, so please do click that share button or tap that share button, however you're watching this now. That would be much appreciated, and don't forget to give the video a like or any appropriate emoji reactions throughout the evening, because the more interactions I get, the more people this is likely to be put out in front of, and that means it gets shared wider and wider and more people will get to discover us, and that'll be fun if we get more people joining. With that said, let me just share the link out there now, and then I can get into the chat and start talking to you all and seeing who's here. So please do get in the chat and let me know that you're joining in. Remember, you don't need to post your answers to all the questions in the chat. It's just about keeping in touch, having fun and having a laugh with everybody else that's watching along. But you don't have to. You can just watch and play along at home. You do not need to get involved in the chat. It's just fun for those who do, because I get to give you shout outs and have a conversation with you whilst we quiz. So with that said, I can see we've got Diva saying hi to everybody. Welcome along. We've also got Zhu watching. Thank you for joining. She says hi everyone too. Andy's here. He says good evening. I do like these quizzes when the sunlight is streaming through the window. Yeah, I know. The other thing is you might notice that there'll be, as it gets darker out here, you're going to get a bit of a difference in light at the moment, because not only has a couple of bulbs gone here in the kitchen that I haven't had time to replace yet, but also my ring light that I use to light up my face through all the live stuff I do and all the content I create has also now gone. That happened yesterday, so I need to order a new one in. So yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. So hopefully it won't be too dark though, and the glare off the monitors I've got here will be enough to keep it bright for everybody. Hopefully I'll get it sorted by next week though. Summer is here, Andy says. Yes, absolutely. It feels like it's getting there, although it was a bit like a tap being turned on and off in terms of the weather today. It was raining on and off quite a bit, but the warmer weather is definitely coming, so that's good. And I hope it's been okay wherever you are in the world watching along. Jan's joining us. Good evening, Chris. Good luck, everybody, he says. Well done. Thank you for joining. Hello to Vernia as well. Hope you and Pete are doing well. Let me know if you're watching, guys. The first round will be TV and films. If you haven't seen the announcements yet, TV and films, then potluck, then food and drink for this evening. I thought I'd bring back TV and films and potluck for tonight. I know they're kind of regular subjects anyway, but we haven't done those both, I don't think, for 2 or 3 weeks or so, because the Sunday quiz is coming back to the pubs. My Sunday quiz night, the Thursday quiz has been back for a while, but now lockdowns are lifting a lot more and the pub's opening up fully. They want to bring the Sunday quiz back as well. So the Sunday quiz, we do TV and films, we do potluck, we do sport, and then music. Yeah, no, not potluck. We do TV and films and picture round, sport and music. But those kind of quiz rounds are what you get on the Sunday quiz in general. Whereas on Thursdays, they're more specialist subjects, they tend to be. So yeah, it's great though that it's happening. So I thought I'd bring TV and films back especially for that. And because I didn't get any suggestions from the Patreons this week, I was hoping I'd get some, but you guys didn't put any comments on, so I just stuck with the things I had ready to go as it was, instead of creating something different for you or bringing in some different subjects. I know you guys don't really mind what we do on these shows anyway, but at the same time, you know I like to get suggestions from you, and as Patreons, you are entitled to make your requests whenever you like, and I'll introduce them however I can. I'm just going to switch over my profile here on my other screen so I can comment as Big Quiz Night In rather than my own personal profile. So it looks a little bit more proper, and I can see there's lots more messages that have come in. Thank you very much for that, guys. Luke has said good evening. Glad you could be here, mate. Thank you for joining. We've got Chris from stormy/sunny Blackpool. I see the weather's just as bad up there as well. The Donuts are here too. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being here. And Team Bath as well. Glad you could make it. Well done, everybody. Yeah, we got a good one tonight. Should be good fun. And it's great to see that you've all been able to join on time. I really hope you're doing well. How have you all been? Have you got any exciting news? Anything fun going on while we wait for the next 3 minutes or so before we start? Feel free to drop more comments in and we'll have a chat as things go along. Also do some Patreon shout outs tonight. I will be talking about that in general coming up. I've got a few different ideas of how I might change it in the future. Andy says he was racking his brains on subjects. Might have a couple of ideas for the next few weeks. Good. Keep them coming, mate. No problem at all. Because at the moment, Patreon is tiered and there's a structure to it. I won't go too much into the breakdown of it. If you want to see more about it, you can message me separately. Or you can have a look at it directly through the link in the description, which I'll talk about later. But I am thinking strongly about the different changes I'm going to bring to it once I get past my target, which I will be at in the next couple of months. And I've got some ideas. So I just would love to get a bit of feedback from those of you watching as we talk about them throughout the evening. Yes, Tracy's here too. She says, tonight, just the two of us are playing as Gomez and Morticia Addams. Excellent. Yes, I do like the changing theme of your just the two of us team. So that's good. Thanks for that. Gomez and Morticia, a great pair. All right, who else have we got joining us this evening? And I wonder, get yourself in the comments, have a chat with me. Let's keep that conversation going as we build up to the TV and films round in 2 minutes' time. If Abby is around, I'm sure she'll be coming in to ask her questions soon. She's not with us at the minute, but she should be. She should be on her way before she goes off to bed. But she's got a very exciting question to ask you today. To kick off the show because of something exciting that happened at school today for her, and she wanted to ask a question about it. Multiple choice again, because you won't have a clue what she's going on about, so I will give you some context about it so it all makes sense, and then you can have a guess at her question. She's really excited, so hopefully she'll be here in a minute. I don't know if she's out there or not. I can't tell right now because there's a reflection on the door where she is, so I'm sure she'll appear in a moment. So yeah, but thank you for watching along. TV and films will be starting in 1 minute's time or so. If she's not down in time, we'll just let her do a question whenever she arrives, and I'll start the TV and films round anyway. But yeah, hopefully the lighting won't be too bad. As I said, the lights have gone in here, in this room I've set up in, which is really unfortunate. And my ring light's gone, so yeah, it's a bit darker than normal, but we'll see how it goes. And I promise I'll try and get something sorted for next week. We shall see. What else have we got to say? Yeah, so the pitch around, very excited about the pitch around this evening. Very similar in its style to the movie posters pitch around I posted last week, which is my kind of standard template for pitch arounds. But this time it is album covers from famous bands over the last few decades of popular music. And obviously a lot to choose from, but I narrowed it down to pretty much rock bands. Rock and a couple of poppy kind of bands, I guess you could say. But big bands, big albums, and I think there's good representation across the last few decades of music. But it gave me so much inspiration, and when I finished it, I realised there was a lot more I could do, but like with solo artists and other kind of things. So if you really like it, I'll put the effort in and do another one like it, but for like I said, yeah, solo artists maybe, or just other famous pop ones rather than just focusing on rock bands. But yeah, this one is a Name the Band's album cover kind of quiz round. You just need to name the band itself. You don't need to name the album, just the band for 1 point each. But I think it's a lot of fun. Hope you like it. And I'll be posting just after this. Jan says, is it just me or does the stream get cut every few seconds for you as well? I noticed it cutting out at the start, but I'm watching it on a separate screen and it's going fine here. So hopefully it carries on that way. But yeah, do let me know if you have problems. I mean, there's not much I can do about it because it's probably not my end. Otherwise, my phone would cut out as well. But yeah, fingers crossed it doesn't interrupt too much. But yeah, we'll be posting that picture around pretty soon after the show. In fact, I'll post it soon after the show's finished. It's not set to go automatically. Anyway, let's I don't know if Abby's out there. Is Abby out there? Is she coming in? I don't know. All right, I'll just make a start, and then we'll interrupt with her question whenever she can come in, if she comes in. Are you coming in, Abby? Come on in. All right, take it like she's coming in. Right, so I'll give you some context, all right? So at Abby's school, hello, come in now. At Abby's school, they do something called dojo points, okay? Now, dojo points is like, you probably all had them at school in your own different ways, but essentially, whenever you do good stuff at school, come in. Whenever you do good stuff at school, you get rewarded with these dojo points, and those points add up. And when you hit certain milestones, you get a little prize, and obviously it's a big thing because you hit a milestone of a certain amount of points. Without giving anything away yet,
I wish I could tell you what I reached.
you will in a minute.
No.
So Abby would like to give you a multiple choice question where you have to guess with 3 choices. How many dojo points did she hit today? Okay, what was the milestone? So you read it out for everybody while I paste it into the chat, okay? And you have to say 1, 2, or 3 from the options, or A, B, or C, okay? So here we go. Here comes the question. Read it out.
Which milestone of dojo points did I hit today? Was it 1, 10, 2, 50, or 3, 100?
So how many did she get?
And I reached a certain amount of points today. And I wish I could tell you what one I was at.
Let's
then
see.
I got
Yeah,
1
don't
point
give it
to
away.
get it. But it's so hard not to.
Has she got to 10 points, 50 points, or 100 points
So
as a
far,
milestone?
3 and 2 are tied at the moment.
Yeah, let's see.
Nobody's going for 1.
Nobody's going for 1. Yeah, see, I didn't give too much context as to how many you get for different things, so it's keeping it a bit vague, and we'll see how many. This is the first one that's come in that's correct. Let's not reveal it just yet, but you can see that, can't you? Mm-hmm. Right, so we've got lots of you saying 3, lots of you saying 2, and there you go. I think Ed's guessed 1 just because you said nobody was guessing 1. Catherine's here as well. She's having a go. Tad says 100 as well. But let's go to the correct answer first, and then we'll see who has got it right the quickest. So the correct answer is
100.
Yay!
I was at 99 for like a week, and I was so devastated on Friday because I was just like, please make me get 1 dojo point at the end of the day, and I didn't, and I was like, ugh.
So she got to 100.
Yeah, today, at the end of the day, my table was the tidiest because we was doing a challenge of who can get the tidiest table first.
It's a good tactic for home, I think.
And I tidied our table by myself, and the whole table got a dojo point.
No, that's brilliant. So what did you get? What did you get as well?
Got a Freddo chocolate bar.
A Freddo chocolate bar as well. So yeah, it's a big milestone to have achieved that, and she's got a target now to get it again.
Every time you reach a row of 10, you get a sweet. But...
Let's say every time you get 10, but you've now got 100. So let's say who the winner is and gets the bonus point. Can you read that? Chris Gallagher. So Chris from Blackpool Bar Stewards, you were the first person to get it correct. You can give the Blackpool Bar Stewards get a bonus point during any of the rounds this evening. I guess you could take it that way, as we normally say. So well done everybody that said 3 or 100 points. Welcome to Alfie as well. Thanks for joining in. And to Scylla, thank you for having a guest too. She did indeed get 100 points. So there we go. Let's say goodbye to Abby, and I'll crack on with TV and films as our first proper round of the evening, okay?
Bonus thing, I've got a plaster on my finger, and I
you
want to
got
take it
plaster.
off, but it hurts,
Okay.
and I don't know how to take it off.
Say bye-bye, Abby. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you too, darling. Okay. Cheers, darling. All right, so TV and films. 15 questions, guys, on TV and films, as always. 1 point for each correct answer, unless otherwise stated. And thank you for all your lovely comments as well. Thank you for joining, everybody. So you don't write the answers to these questions in the comments. Now we're starting the first round. You just need to keep this to yourself this time, okay? Write down your own answers. As we go through them, if you want me to repeat any questions, all you need to do is ask. And then at the end of the 15 question round, I'll then repeat any questions you would like. during that repeat, you'll all get some thinking time. So it's not a bad idea sometimes just to ask me for a repeat here or there. I'll then read through the answers for that quiz round and you can mark your own. Be honest, and if you want to, you can put your scores in the comments along with the pub quiz team name. If you can think of a funny team name to call yourself, I'll give you a shout out, read those scores out loud, and then we'll celebrate with those who do really well. We'll commiserate with those who don't do quite so well. But remember, it really doesn't matter if you fail miserably in any quiz round here, because this is just for fun and to give you a bit of entertainment on your evening. So with that said, my usual spiel before we start, my little waffle on. Here's question 1 in the TV and films round. Oh, please don't post angry faces. I don't know what that's for. Okay, all right. Question 1. Who was the first actress to play Lara Croft on film? Who was the first actress to play Lara Croft on film? Again, don't put them in the comments. Keep them to yourselves. And we'll see how you get on. Hi to Syed. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but welcome. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy for whatever you're here to see, for as long as you're here to watch. And welcome again to all the other regulars who are here with us this evening. So yes, who was the first actress to play Lara Croft on film? Make a note of that for me. And we move on to question number 2. In TV and films, what colours are Scoop, Muck and Dizzy from Bob the Builder? What colours are Scoop, Muck and Dizzy from Bob the Builder? 1 point for each. So there's a 3-point question. Always worth a guess with these ones. What colours are Scoop, Muck and Dizzy from Bob the Builder? Guess your 3 colours then. Question number 3 now. Question 3. Tom Cruise and Demi Moore co-starred together in which film? Tom Cruise and Demi Moore co-starred together in which film? I've seen there's an account on YouTube and over on TikTok as well of a Tom Cruise deep fake actor. So he's somebody who looks a little bit like Tom Cruise. He does an incredible impression of Tom Cruise, but they add deep fake technology onto his face, so it looks just like Tom Cruise as well. It is so freaky. You'd think it was him unless somebody told you it wasn't. Yeah, so yeah, definitely check that out. And next time you're on YouTube, just look up Tom Cruise deepfake. It's just so freaky, but also incredible. Right, so question number 4 for another 3 points. Put these noughties action films into the correct order with the earliest released first. Avatar, Hancock, and Catwoman. Put these noughties action films into the correct order with the earliest released first. Avatar, Hancock, and Catwoman, please. For 3 points if you get it in the correct order. And 1 point for each in the correct order, just in case you get one out of place, for example. You can still get a couple of points. Or 1 point at least. Put these noughties action films into the correct order with the earliest released first. Avatar, Hancock, and Catwoman. Right, question number 5. Question 5. Which 2 actors have played the role of Charlie Crocker in The Italian Job? Which 2 actors have played the role of Charlie Crocker in The Italian Job? Might be Croker, actually. I think it's Croker, isn't it? Charlie Croker. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, which 2 actors have played the role of Charlie Croker in The Italian Job? Again, 1 point for each again on that one. The 2 different actors, one in the original and one in the more recent-ish remake. Obviously, the original's the best, but the remake is okay as far as they go. But yeah, you can't beat the original when it comes to that movie. See how you go with that one. Remember, if I do go through these too fast, you can also ask for me to repeat them again, but I'll do that at the end of the round. Right, question number 6 now. Question 6. Sean Connery, Gene Hackman, and Harrison Ford first played nuclear submarine captains in which film? Sean Connery, Gene Hackman, and Harrison Ford first played nuclear submarine captains in which films? 1 point for each. There were 3 different movies that they played nuclear submarine captains in. So just choose your 1 point for each. So choose those 3 movies. You don't have to say which one was for which in these kind of questions. If you just write down 3 movies that might be the correct answers, and as long as I read them out, then you get a point for each if they are the correct ones. Okay, right. Question 7. Which film character was reborn in 2011 and strikes again in 2018? Which film character was reborn in 2011 and strikes again in 2018? Name that film character. Question number 8 is for 3 more points. What were the titles of the second films to feature Harry Potter, James Bond, and Captain Jack Sparrow? What were the titles of the second films to feature Harry Potter, James Bond, and Captain Jack Sparrow? I should point out, when I say James Bond, I mean in the official James Bond movies, because there may have been the odd other 1 or 2, but I do mean in the official James Bond movies, okay? So what were the titles of the second films to feature Harry Potter, James Bond, and Captain Jack Sparrow? Again, 1 point for each. Jan says, geez, that was 2018, so long ago, I feel so old. Yeah, I didn't realise it was that long ago either. Yeah, in fact, I'm not even sure I've seen that one, to be honest. I know I saw the second one. I'm not sure, I'll have to check that. Yeah. Won't say too much about it, because I might give an answer away then. Question number 9. Oh. That was weird. That was very weird. I hope that wasn't a power cut. That would be disastrous. No, the internet's still working. We're still good. I don't know what that was. I hope that doesn't happen again. My whole screen disappeared then. All right, let's try that again, shall we? Question number 9. What are Destiny, Harmony, and Melody in the TV series Captain Scarlet? What are Destiny, Harmony, and Melody in the TV series Captain Scarlet? I used to love that growing up. That was a great show. Getting to watch all the old reruns of that was brilliant. That and the other shows from the same creator, shall we say. Again, without giving too much away. But what are Destiny, Harmony, and Melody in the TV series Captain Scarlet? They did a CGI version of it as well. I think in the early 2000s maybe, or the late 90s. I forget now. Must have been. Yeah. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Not the same, but pretty good. All right. Question number 10 now is for 3 more points. Question 10. In which films does John Travolta first dance with Uma Thurman, Olivia Newton-John, and Christopher Walken? In which films does John Travolta first dance with Uma Thurman, Olivia Newton-John, and Christopher Walken? 1 point for each. Again, you don't have to name each one according to each name, but if you guess the 3 movies correctly, then you get the points, okay? See how you do with that one. And then we move on to the next question. All right. And your next question is number 11. Complete this quote from Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. ... Complete this quote from Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. And what comes next? Okay. Complete the quote from Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. That is question 11. 15 questions per quiz round, as always. Just to pad out a little and give you a bit more thinking time with those ones so far. Potluck will be round number 2. Food and drink is round number 3. All 15 question rounds. Right. Question number 12 then. Question 12. In which US TV comedies can you meet Cosmo Kramer, Carla Tortelli, and Louis De Palma? In which US TV comedies, these are series, okay, or shows, could you meet Cosmo Kramer, Carla Tortelli, and Louis De Palma? 3 different US TV comedy shows, 1 point for each. See how you go with that one. Okay. Question number 13. Question 13. Which Disney remake links Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, and Idris Elba? Which Disney remake links Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, and Idris Elba? So let's say quote unquote live action version of a previously animated film. Which Disney remake links Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, and Idris Elba? Yes, yeah, Carla. Just to clarify, Carla Tortelli. Question number 14 is for 3 more points. Then question 14. Who are the current hosts of the Big Fat Quiz of the Year, Mastermind, and Cash Trapped? Who are the current hosts of the Big Fat Quiz of the Year, Mastermind, and Cash Trapped on UK television? I've not actually heard of that last one. I hadn't actually heard of it. Oh, yeah, I think I must have caught some on TV and not realised what it was. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, those are obviously UK TV questions, so apologies for those of you overseas who might not have a clue on that one. But this sometimes happens since it's a UK-based quiz show. Question 15, and your final question is for 3 more points. Put these blockbuster movie franchises into the correct order with the highest grossing first. We've got Shrek, Toy Story, and Despicable Me. All right, so the first in the franchise for all of them. Put these blockbuster movie franchises into the correct order with the highest grossing first. Shrek, Toy Story, and Despicable Me. Highest grossing first. Put them in order. If you get them all right, you get 3 points. Let me know now in the comments if you'd like any questions repeated. That is the end of the TV and films round. There's lots of multiple point questions there, so just let me know in the comments which ones you'd like repeated. And whilst you're doing that, I will do the usual and share the link here in the comments and remind you that in the description of every video there are 2 links. One I've just shared, which is the GoFundMe link for Secret Santa 365. If you fancy doing something charitable, that's the charity I nominate for anything here on Big Quiz Night In. So if you would like to do anything charitable as a thank you for what I do here, have a quick look at their page and see if there's anything you can do to help. They're still running their laptops for learners, so if you've got an old laptop you want to get rid of and give it to a good cause, get in touch because they can refurbish them and they can hand them on to people in need and people less fortunate than ourselves perhaps. So yeah, that's that link and more on the other link in the next break. Would anybody else like a question repeated? Okay, Jan says, can I ask for 12 to 14? It seems I had some internet issues. Yeah, that's fine. There's a lot of multiple point ones here as well, so that'll give everybody a bit of time to chat with their teammates and things like that if they need to as well. So question 12 was, in which US TV comedy shows could you meet Cosmo Kramer, Carla Tortelli, and Louis De Palma? In which US TV comedy shows could you meet Cosmo Kramer, Carla Tortelli, and Louis De Palma? Question 13. Which Disney remake links Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, and Idris Elba? Which Disney remake links Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, and Idris Elba? And question 14. Who are the current hosts of The Big Fat Quiz of the Year, Mastermind, and Cash Trapped? Again, that's a UK TV question, I'm afraid, Jan, so I'm not sure how much you'll remember of UK TV while you're over here, or even if the answers are the same, without giving anything away to anybody else. So yeah, those are your questions and those are your repeats. Does anybody else need a repeat before I go through the answers for that round? This will be the last chance you have for this one. And we shall see how you did as well. I'd love to know your scores once I've gone through those answers. Okay. No more comments coming in. I'm going to go through the answers then. So, question 1. Who was the first actress? Oh, haven't said that. Mags has just dropped in there with a request for 15. All right, we'll do 15 and then I'll go back into the answers for the rest of them. Put these blockbuster movie franchises into the correct order with the highest grossing first. Shrek, Toy Story, and Despicable Me. So put them in order. Highest grossing first. Shrek, Toy Story, and Despicable Me. Right, let's go through the answers then. Question 1, who was the first actress to play Lara Croft on film? It was, of course, in the Tomb Raider movies. It is Angelina Jolie who played her first. Question 2, what colours are Scoop, Muck, and Dizzy from Bob the Builder for 3 points? Scoop is yellow, Muck is red, and Dizzy is orange. Question 3, Tom Cruise and Demi Moore co-star together in which film? It is A Few Good Men. Question 4, put these noughties action films into the correct order with the earliest released first. Now the 3 you had to choose from was Avatar, Hancock and Catwoman. In the correct order with the earliest first, we have Catwoman in 2004. Thankfully I didn't waste my life watching that movie because it was horrendous by all accounts. Hancock was then released in 2008, that was right, and then Avatar in 2009, which is good. Predictable, but a good film. I think, anyway. Question 5. Which 2 actors have played the role of Charlie Crocker in The Italian Job for 2 points? It is Michael Caine in the original Italian Job, which is just a brilliant movie, and Mark Wahlberg in the remake. So question 6 is for 3 points then. Sean Connery, Gene Hackman and Harrison Ford first play nuclear submarine captains in which films? So for Sean Connery, it is The Hunt for Red October, Gene Hackman in Crimson Tide, and Harrison Ford in K-19, The Widowmaker. Question 7. Which film character was reborn in 2011 and strikes again in 2018? That is Johnny English. Question 8. What were the titles of the second films to feature Harry Potter, James Bond, and Captain Jack Sparrow? So the second Harry Potter film was The Chamber of Secrets. The James Bond second film was, of course, another Sean Connery one, which was From Russia with Love. And then for Captain Jack Sparrow, it was Dead Man's Chest from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Question number 9. What are Destiny, Harmony and Melody in the TV series Captain Scarlet? They were the Angels, or 3 of the Angels, who were female fighter pilots. And their nickname was Angels. So, yeah, there we go. That's that one. If you've got no idea, perhaps you're a younger generation watching this, if you've got no idea what Captain Scarlet is, just go on YouTube and look it up. Because it was great. Yeah, just don't expect amazing special effects or anything like that, because it came out a long time ago. Question number 10. In which films does John Travolta first dance with Uma Thurman, Olivia Newton-John, and Christopher Walken? He first dances with Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction, one of my all-time favourite movies. Olivia Newton-John was in Grease, and Christopher Walken in Hairspray. Question 11. Complete this quote from Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So as long as you've got something like that, you can give yourself a point for that one. Question 12. In which US TV comedies could you meet Cosmo Kramer, Carla Tortelli and Louis De Palma? So Cosmo Kramer is from Seinfeld, Carla Tortelli is from Cheers, and Louis De Palma in Taxi. Question 13. Which Disney remake links Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley and Idris Elba? It is The Jungle Book. Question 14. Who are the current hosts of the Big Fat Quiz of the Year, Mastermind and Cash Trapped? Jimmy Carr hosts the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. It's always a highlight around the New Year, Christmas Eve to New Year's, Christmas Day to New Year's Eve period. I think they normally put it on. Yeah, absolutely love that when they do that. It's brilliant. Me and Chrissy always play it and see how well we do as well. Okay, Mastermind is John Humphreys, although it's changing to Clive Myrie from July. So John Humphreys for a point. It hasn't changed yet. If you put John Humphreys, you can have the point. And Cash Trapped is a series from Bradley Walsh. Bradley Walsh is hosting that one. Question 15. Put these blockbuster movie franchises into the correct order with the highest grossing first. So again, the three I gave you to choose from was Shrek, Toy Story and Despicable Me. In first place, the highest grossing one first was Despicable Me, then Shrek, then the original Toy Story in third place. I thought Toy Story was going to be the first in that list, but no. So there we go. Yeah, Despicable Me was first in terms of box office, then Shrek, then Toy Story. So if you got them in that order, it's 3 points. So there's all the answers for you. Tally up your scores and put your team scores, please, in the comments. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'll give you a shout out when you do. We celebrate with those of you who do well and obviously commiserate with those who don't. But it is just for fun. Let's see how you get on. And yeah, what other things I have to talk to you about today? Oh yeah, so a little bit more on Patreon for those who are interested in it or for those who are in it. My plan, and I don't mind telling you this at the moment, we will talk about this more in Patreon-specific conversations on the Patreon quiz night while the scores are coming in there. But my plan is to unify all the tiers of Patreon. There's 3 currently. Once I've hit my target for savings in August to go towards new technology to help me take the quiz to the next level, that'll be in August. So in theory, from the 1st of September, all the Patreons will be at the same tier, the same price for everybody, and you will all get the same rewards. Okay, it'll be the same for everybody. It'll be a lower tier than the higher ones I've got at the minute. I haven't decided on what that final price point is going to be, and I'm still open to feedback from everybody. And if you would still like to have a separate higher tier, you're more than welcome to, but I want to make it easier and simpler now that I'm coming to the point where I've hit the target I needed to for the technology that I'd like to get to make the show even better for everybody. So I'd like to do that. But yeah, let me know what you think. And you can message me here or you can message me privately, whatever you think. At the minute, it's £2, £5 and £10 per month, depending on how much of a reward you want to get. But for lots of reasons, I think it makes sense to start to simplify it. Here come those team scores then. So Jan says Meg's KC15 is the request for repost. Mag's KC15 request for points. Oh yeah, Mags, did you? Yeah, Jan thinks Mags may have just said 15 points rather than question 15 to repeat. But Mags has got 10 points. Okay, so good effort, well done. Just the two of us, Gomez and Morticia Adams, scored 21 points. Diva's got 17 points. Gabby's got 21 points. Luke has got 15. Luke, are you on your own this evening? Is it both of you? I'm not sure. You didn't say again. Scylla's got 14 points. Good effort. Yeah, another 10 there for Mags. Jenny says, sorry, we missed the answer to 15 as we lost connection. So a lot of people, some internet problems this evening, aren't there? The answers for number 15, Despicable Me's first, then Shrek, then Toy Story. So see how many points you've got and then add that into the comments and I'll give you another shout out. But yeah, to any Patreons who are listening now and watching along, let me know what you think about that idea. and we'll see. Because what I'm finding is the people that are the lower tiers are actually asking for more requests of quiz stuff, quiz content, sometimes more than those at the higher tiers. So I'd like to start giving back to them, but I also really do think I need to simplify it down and make it hopefully a more attractive offering for more people. So yeah, something along those lines is my plan, but I really do want feedback from people on it, so we can see. And obviously the main draw of Patreon is that you get into the Patreon quiz nights, which is on the last Tuesday of every month, which is why I'm not on Facebook on the last Tuesday of every month. And it's totally different to these shows. Totally different. So yeah, let's see. Team Bath, how many points have you got? Let me know. We're going to move on to the potluck round. So you will get 15 questions again for this one. And 1 point for each correct answer, just like the last round, but this time it's potluck. So any subject goes, general knowledge, anything goes on these 15 questions. Sounds like they're having a disco in the next room. I don't know if you can hear that music, guys. That's Abby staying up late with Mummy. The thing is, if Facebook picks up on it, they're going to cut me off because they don't like me playing music, as we found out before. Oh, there's something wrong with the electrics in this house. Everything's just cut out again. What's going on? The quiz is haunted. That's what it is. You saw that, didn't you? Oh my goodness, we're going to be sat in the dark in a minute, guys. Right, let's crack on with the next round quickly while everything's still working before the entire house blows. Ugh. Right, question 1 in the potluck round. Which signs of the zodiac are called the crab, the scorpion, and the goat? Which signs of the zodiac are called the crab, the scorpion, and the goat? 1 point for each, 3 points in total. Team Bath, feel free to put in the scores whenever you like if you wanted to for that round. I'll still give you the shout out, of course. Question number 2 then. Question 2. Which birds gather collectively in a shiver? Is it sharks, spiders, or shrews? Which birds gather collectively in a shiver? Is it sharks, spiders, or shrews? I will tell you what all 3 are again, as I've done with previous similar questions like this over the last few weeks. But the one you get the points for, which creatures, I don't know why it says birds, sorry, which creatures gather collectively in a shiver? Is it sharks, spiders, or shrews? I'm guessing the question was reworded there when it was a birds one the 3 previous week. Which creatures gather collectively in a shiver? Question number 3. In Enid Blyton's Noddy stories, what did Mr. Plod, Mr. Sparks, and Miss Prim do for a living? Oh, Gabby says my lights flicker at home about 5 seconds before yours. It is creepy. What? Where? Well, you don't live too far away from me, do you? I don't know exactly where you live, but you obviously come to the quiz and you're a regular, so you can't live too far away from Abingdon. I'm in Didcot, for those who don't know. I don't mind saying that here. That doesn't narrow it down too much for anybody watching that might want to do something. But it's not too far away. Maybe there's some power problem in the area. Yeah, I don't know. You think our light bulb's causing problems? This is Chrissy talking now. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know. It might just be a coincidence then. Gabby's having the same problems her side at the same time as I'm having problems here. So maybe it is that. It's very weird. Right, your next question. Let's move on. Question 4. Is an Italian Asiago a type of dog, a pig, or a cheese? I'm going to put that in the comments. Is an Italian Asiago a type of dog, a pig, or a cheese? Asiago. Asiago. Is it a type of dog, a pig, or a cheese? Okay, question 5 is another 3-pointer. In which Italian cities can you visit La Scala Opera House, St. Mark's Basilica, and the Juventus football stadium? Jan's going to smash that one, I reckon. You're a Juventus fan, aren't you, mate? In which Italian cities can you visit La Scala Opera House, St. Mark's Basilica, and the Juventus football stadium? 3 different Italian cities, 1.4 each. Oh, that's so strange that your lights are flickering too. Must just be like some kind of power surge going on, I don't know. Really strange. Right, let's move on to number 6 then in our potluck round. According to the Forbes Rich List of 2021, who is the richest man in the world? According to the Forbes Rich List of 2021, who is the richest man in the world? There's got to come a time, thinking about these rich lists, where you just got so much money. Why would you possibly want more? Do you think greed has that much of an effect on people? Just like when you're talking like over $100 billion to your name. I know that doesn't necessarily mean you've literally got that in the bank, but it's just insane. Insane. But who is the richest man in the world? That's the question. Question 7. What does the abbreviation ADW mean to a British copper or police officer? What does the abbreviation ADW mean to a British police officer? For 3 points, ADW. Again, just to be clear, I will put those 3 letters in the comments in case you think it sounds like something else. Arnold Schwarzenegger said that money doesn't give joy. He has $60 million in his account, and he is as happy as when he only had 40. Yeah. I'll tell you what he has got though. He has got a like a miniature donkey, I think it is, or maybe a Shetland pony, or maybe both, that live in his house and his grounds, and they eat food off of his table with him. He shares it on social media sometimes. It's very cute, but at the same time, you've got to think he must have people that clean up after him, because that's going to be messy. But anyway, yeah, it's quite funny. But yeah, I'm sure that's a very true statement. Yeah, you can't buy happiness. Question number 8 now. Question 8. Which British socialite was arrested in connection with an FBI investigation into the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein? Which British socialite was arrested in connection with an FBI investigation into the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein? That is question number 8. Right, question number 9. Question 9. Which countries are home to the beers called Beck's, Chang and Stella Artois? 1 point for each. Which countries are home to the beers called Beck's, Chang and Stella Artois? You don't have to match them up to the answers. Just name the 3 countries that those are from. 3 different countries, of course. Question number 10. Whose face is set to feature on the back of the new polymer £50 note? Whose face is set to feature on the back of the new polymer £50 note? I'm glad it's this one. Of all the choices, I think this was the right decision. Okay, your next question then is question 11. What type of knights were a UK hit single for The Moody Blues, Kiss, and Westlife? That's nights as in night time, okay? Not with a silent K. What type of nights were a UK hit single for The Moody Blues, Kiss, and Westlife? Or, in fairness, the Westlife one is the same answer as Cliff Richard, but it's the same one, so you're only getting 1 point for those. So Moody Blues, Kiss, and Westlife, or Cliff Richard, have had what type of nights as UK hit singles? Four more questions to go then in this round. Then we'll do the same thing again. Ask me for repeats. I'll give those to you. And then we'll go through the answers and see how well you did. Okay, question 12. Which Caribbean island has been evacuated because of a volcanic eruption? This is a relatively recent round, so this is like a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Which Caribbean island was recently evacuated due to a volcanic eruption? Name the island for 1 point. Almost there with this round then. Question number 13 now. Question 13. Put these London buildings into the correct order with the tallest first. The Gherkin, the Slinky, and the Cheese Grater. Put these London buildings into the correct order with the tallest first. The Gherkin, the Slinky, and the Cheese Grater. I've never even heard of the Slinky building, to be honest. For those who don't know, the quiz rounds I tend to use here are ones that would normally be in the pub, that are pre-prepared by the guy I work for. So sometimes I do ones I've created my own, like the picture rounds you get the last couple of weeks. And in general on the show, sometimes I do ones I created myself. But a lot of the time they're ones that have been pre-prepared for me, since we're not using them in the pub at the moment. Okay, that's that building. So yeah, quite often, reading these rounds in detail for the first time will be when I read them to you as well. Just because of time, because of my day job, really. And all the other quiz stuff I do elsewhere, which I'll talk about in a bit. Question 14 then. Question 14 for 3 points. Which literary heroes slew the following monsters? The Minotaur, Grendel, and the Balrog. Which literary heroes slew the following monsters? The Minotaur, Grendel, and the Balrog. See how you do with that one. 3 points. Again, you don't have to match up the correct answer to the monster. Just list the 3 literary heroes off and see how many of them you've got right when I go through the answers. So, which literary heroes slew the Minotaur, Grendel, and Balrog? 1 point for each. Right, let's move on then to question 15. Let me know in the comments which ones you'd want repeated. Question 15. Outside of New York, which 3 American cities are home to the tallest buildings in the USA? Outside of New York, which 3 American cities are home to the tallest buildings in the USA? You don't have to put them in order. Just name the 3 American cities. And let me know, of course, which ones you like repeated. We'll go through those for you, no problem. And then we'll go through the answers and see how well you did in our little potluck round. Whilst you're thinking of those, I'll let you know that the other link in the description of every video I put out there is my link tree. That will take you to a list of all the places you can find and support the things I do online, including, of course, my TikTok, which I've been pushing a lot lately, In my journey to 10,000 followers, I'm pretty close to, and hopefully by the weekend, I hope to hit 2,500 followers, the rate things are going. So that's, yeah, it just keeps going. So that's really exciting for me at the minute. And a lot of fun. And thank you for those of you who've jumped over to TikTok and joined TikTok just to see what it's like and to engage in the content over there with everybody else. It's been a lot of fun. And thank you to those of you who've come from TikTok over to this live show or any live show I do here. It's great when you get cross-promotion going. It's how I found the people that I'm now friends with through Lima, like Diva, for example. And yeah, it's just brilliant to get that cross-promotion working and to get to talk to you in more detail through other platforms and get requests from you and things like that. So yeah, it's good fun. So yeah, you'll find all the links there if you want to support me for what I do here on Big Quiz Night In and indeed all over the internet, including my merch store as well, which should be a new thing coming soon, a new deal. I'll have to check that. I will have to check it. I'm also looking for a better provider for it because although I like the merch store that I've got, I do think there'll be a better one out there that'll be a bit more affordable because some of it can be quite expensive. But there's nothing I can do about it. That's why I tell you when all the deals are. But if you want to support me, those are the places you can go to behind that link. And here is that link as well in the comments. No more repeats have been asked for, so I am just going to go through the answers now I've said all that for you. So here we go with question number 1. Which signs of what? Diva said, I could not believe that there was a forest question on TikTok. Listen, right, let me tell you, let me just quickly say, every video I post, I ask for people to request what subjects they'd like. As long as they follow me on TikTok, they can request, okay? And then I reply to those with the videos of the subjects. Most of the requests I get are individual football club requests. Can you do one on Bristol Rovers? Can you do one on Cambridge United? Can you do one on Newport County? These are all ones I've got coming over the next few days. Dagenham and Redbridge, Man United again. There's hundreds of them. Just football TikTokers discovered my TikTok channel and just tried to force me down that path of only ever posting football content, which although I like, it's not the only thing you get at a pub quiz. So I'm mixing up with all the other ones I'm getting now, thankfully. But yeah, Forest is definitely one of them, and I do logo ones as well, as you saw. So that one in particular was about different logos, and I just photoshopped crudely the logo to get you to try and pick which one was correct. So it's a lot of fun doing those things. But yeah, most of the requests are football clubs, so it's no surprise to me that I did it. Looking forward to more merch. Yeah, I might try and find a different provider someday soon. We'll see. Definitely want to get one of those hoodies first though. So question 1 is Cancer, Scorpio and Capricorn then. So the 3 signs of the zodiac for the crab, the scorpion and the goat are Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn. 1 point for each. The creature that gathers collectively in a shiver are sharks. I think that sounds pretty fair enough because you'd probably do shiver and a lot more if you were swimming around and a shark approached you. It's a cluster of spiders and a whisker of shrews. A whisker of shrews. Andy is in the comments there. He says, yes, you almost need a separate channel for footy ones. Otherwise, you'll get pigeonholed. So good move to vary it. I will do. You're right. God, yeah, don't tempt me because I spend enough time on TikTok as it is. It's really addictive. I love posting stuff on there and you just get lost in it. It's like a rabbit hole sometimes too. But I could easily do that. If I was doing things like this full time, I would definitely do things and consider something like that. Question 3 was the noddy question. So Mr. Plod, Mr. Sparks and Miss Prim are the policeman or police officer, mechanic or handyman for Mr. Sparks, and Miss Prim is a teacher or schoolmistress. Question 4 is an Italian Asiago, a type of dog, pig or cheese. It is a cheese. Question 5, in which Italian cities could you visit La Scala Opera House, St. Mark's, Basilica and the Juventus Football Stadium? It is Milan for the La Scala Opera House, the Basilica is in Venice and Juventus is in Turin. Question 6, according to the Forbes Rich List of 2021, the richest man in the world is Jeff Bezos of Amazon. Of Amazon.com, which started off just selling books. I did a question on this ages ago. But yeah, the first thing Amazon sold, they were set up to sell books online. That was it. That's all they sold. And my, how things changed after that. Question 7. What does the abbreviation ADW mean to a British police officer? It is assault with a deadly weapon. So 1 point for each there, A, D and W, assault with a deadly weapon. Question 8. The British socialite that was arrested in connection with the Jeffrey Epstein case was Ghislaine Maxwell. Question 9. The countries that are home to the beers called Beck's, Chang and Stella Artois: Germany, Thailand and Belgium, in that order. Question 10. Whose face is set to feature on the back of the new polymer £50 note? It is Alan Turing's. And if you want to know more about that, you can watch The Imitation Game, which is a movie about him. I haven't seen it yet, actually, but that's a movie about him. Question 11. What type of nights were UK hit singles for the Moody Blues, Kiss and Westlife, or Cliff Richard? So for Moody Blues, it's Nights in White Satin. For Kiss, it is Crazy Crazy Nights, one of my favourite bands. Crazy Crazy Nights. And for Westlife, or Cliff Richard, it is Miss You Nights. Question 12. The Caribbean island that was evacuated due to a volcano eruption was St. Vincent. Question 13. Put these London buildings into the correct order with the tallest first. The gherkin, the slinky and the cheese grater. The tallest first. Cheese grater is the tallest at 225 metres. Then the gherkin with 180 metres. Then slinky with 150 metres. Question 14. Which literary heroes slew the following monsters? The Minotaur was slew by Theseus. Grendel by Beowulf, and the Balrog by Gandalf the Grey in The Lord of the Rings. Question 15. Outside of New York, which 3 American cities are home to the tallest buildings in the USA? For 3 points, it is Chicago, Philadelphia, Los Angeles. 1 point for each. Let me know if you want to hear any more of those again. And whilst you're putting your scores in the comments as well, I'll check out the merch store and see what the situation is. Oh, Mags has struggled with this one. 3. Oh, dearie me. Unlucky. Unlucky indeed. Let's see. How can we get to this one? Here we go. Promos. 13th of May. Is it again today? Have I timed it right? Oh, it's the 11th of May right now. So the 13th of May to the 16th of May, there is a 20% discount coming to the merch store. 20% is the most I've ever had as a discount. Again, that's down to the sales that we make, that I make in the store. The more sales you make, the bigger the discount is. I think 20% is the biggest discount they can offer though. So that's amazing. So if you want anything from the store, anything Big Quiz Night in branded, it'll have that on it, or it'll have a couple of phrases on it. One will be, I quiz, therefore I am, and I didn't choose the quiz life, the quiz life chose me. If you want anything like that, go check it out. Links in the description. 20% off from the 13th to the 16th of May, and there's loads of stuff you can get it on. Loads of stuff. Here come some of the scores then, that's great. 18 points for Diva. Just the two of us, Gomez and Morticia, have scored 19, and we're very happy to have a Kiss question in there. Yes, it's always a good excuse to get Kiss in there, isn't it? Brilliant. 23 for Gabby, another great score. Silla's got 18. Well done. 23 for Blackpool Bar Stewards, includes a bonus point. Chris won, yeah. Give that extra point for this round, why not? Catherine says, Attila the Fun and Friend, good name. 14, a bit better than last round. Not sure if our comments can be seen. Catherine, there you go. I read that one out for you. Saw that one fine. I didn't notice any other ones coming in. So maybe something's changed between then and now. But yeah, keep commenting now because it looks like it's working. But yeah, good score. Well done. And 14 points for Jan as well, who's very happy to have a Juventus question in the quiz. Yes, because they're your local team, aren't they? I'm kidding. You can support whoever you like. It's just funny. Okay, so that's the potluck round. Your next round is going to be food and drink. The next round's going to be food and drink then, guys. 15 questions once again. 1 point for each correct answer, unless otherwise stated. And speaking of that, your first one is for 2 points. So we'll kick off with a 2-pointer. Just reword it quickly. Keep the likes coming, much appreciated. All right, so question number 1. Who were the 2 professional judges on the original Great British Bake Off? Who were the 2 professional judges on the original Great British Bake Off? 1 point for each. There we go. It's not quite the same now, but who were the 2 original ones? Question number 2. Marzipan's unique flavour comes from which nut? Marzipan's unique flavour comes from which nut? Okay, let's go to your next question. And question number 3. What makes a pink gin pink? What makes a pink gin pink? Just to be clear, I did just double check this one. Although it's often considered a nut, marzipan's unique flavour technically comes from a seed, but it is widely considered a nut. It's just not technically a nut, it's more of a seed. Just in case that gives you a little bit of a clue and you don't think that I'm misleading you on the answer there. Technically it's a seed. Right, question number 4. Which 2 ingredients are combined to make the classic screwdriver cocktail? 1 point for each. Which 2 ingredients are combined to make the classic screwdriver cocktail? I assure you it's just water in here. Although I wouldn't mind one. Question number 5 then. Question 5. What type of salad did Basil Fawlty attempt to make for his American guest? What type of salad did Basil Fawlty attempt to make for his American guest? That was, of course, in the Fawlty Towers short-lived but brilliant British comedy series. What type of salad did Basil Fawlty attempt to make? If you've got no idea what that show is, again, that's something you need to check out. You'll be able to see some of it on YouTube, I'm sure. But think about different kinds of salads and have a guess at one, because it is a genuine dish. What type of salad did Basil Fawlty attempt to make for his American guests? So that's question 5. Now, this next one I know I'm going to mispronounce, so I'm going to put it in the comments as well. Question 6. If you were served pesce martello, I think it's pesce martello, I'll put it in the comments for you, in a fish restaurant, what type of fish would you be eating? If you were served pesce martello in a fish restaurant, what type of fish would you be eating? That is question number 6 for you in our food and drink round. Just a reminder that I'll soon be posting, once we finish the live show, the picture round, which is all about albums and naming the rock band that released that album. I hope you like it, and to give it a like in general so that you're updated as soon as I then post the answers later on, and give me feedback on them. I always like to hear your thoughts on the quizzes I provide. So that's coming up after the show. Question 7 now. Question 7. Which nations introduced us to cheeses called halloumi, paneer, and Jarlsberg? 3 different nations, 1 point for each. Which nations introduced us to cheeses called halloumi, paneer, and Jarlsberg? Question number 8 then. Question 8. Which celebrity chef was always accompanied by her hen-pecked husband, whose name was Johnny? Which celebrity chef was always accompanied by her hen-pecked husband, whose name was Johnny? All right. Question number 9. What should you only eat when there is an R, the letter R, in the month? What should you only eat when there is a letter R in the month? Yes, I do need to come up with, I think, some more designs as well for my merch. That's another thing I've been thinking about. If you've got any ideas for that, I'll be all ears. You may even get yourself a little prize for helping me out with that, I think. I'm just literally just randomly thinking this now, so we'll see where it leads. But if you've got any ideas, we'd love to hear them. I do want to launch a new design or two. It's about time I did something different with it, especially if I'm going to change the provider at some point. Okay, question number 10 is for 3 more points. Question 10. Which nations gave us the drinks sangria, absinthe, and limoncello? Which nations gave us the drinks sangria, absinthe, and limoncello? 3 different nations again, 1 point for each. Sangria, absinthe, and limoncello. Okay, last 5 questions then of the evening now. Question 11 is up next. The Italian dish made by whisking egg yolks with wine and sugar is more commonly known by what name? The Italian dish made by whisking egg yolks with wine and sugar. I need to look that up because that does not sound appealing. I mean, I don't mind all of those things, but still. Is known more commonly by what name? The Italian dish made by whisking egg yolks with wine and vinegar is more with wine and sugar, is more commonly known by what name? That's totally thrown me, that. Okay, I had heard of it, but in fact there are 2 different ways to say it or spell it. I'm glad I just checked that. Yeah, I will accept either or for this one. Question number 12 then. Question 12. What are the 2 main ingredients of the Irish dish called champ? What are the 2 main ingredients of the Irish dish called champ for 2 points? 1 point for each. As usual, the Irish dish called champ is made of which 2 main ingredients? 1 point for each. In our food and drink round, that is question 12. 3 more questions to go. Question number 13 then is for 4 points. Which are the 4 most popular varieties of port that you can buy in the UK? Which are the 4 most popular varieties of port that you could buy in the UK? Do like a drop of port myself. It's a good drink. A nice drink. Question number 14 then. Which Chinese dish name translates into English as odds and ends? Which Chinese dish name translates into English as odds and ends? Your last question then is for 3 points. What are, for question 15, the 3 most commonly used pub names in England? What are the 3 most commonly used pub names in England? 1 point for each. Again, let me know if you need any questions repeated, and then I can do that for you, and then we'll reveal the answers and see how well you did in our final round of the evening. The 3 most commonly used pub names in England. It's changed quite a bit over the years. I mean, it's understandable the rate at which pubs are closing. It is understandable. Any questions need repeating, let me know. And then we'll go through those answers then. Quite a lot of points available again for that round. Plenty of multiple choice questions. Remember that picture round's coming up very soon. Once we say our goodbyes here, I'll be posting that picture round for you, and the answers to it will be in the comments as always. Feel free to share it with whoever you like. Don't just have to look at it there and then. Save it, share it, do what you want. It's no problem. Okay. No repeats are coming in. I'll start going through them, but if you do want a repeat, I'll still do that for you. So question 1, the 2 professional judges originally on the Great British Bake Off were Paul Hollywood and Mary Berry. Question 2, marzipan's unique flavour comes from almonds. Like I said, technically seeds, not nuts, but, you know, widely regarded as a nut. They just aren't technically. Question 3, what makes pink gin pink? It is Angostura bitters. Question 4, which 2 ingredients are combined to make the classic screwdriver cocktail? It is vodka for 1 point and orange juice for a second. Question 5, the dish or the salad that Basil Fawlty attempted to make for his American guest was a Waldorf salad. Question 6, if you were served pesce martello in a fish restaurant, what type of fish would you be eating? Shark. The hammerhead variety, but shark for the point. Probably shouldn't eat that. Question 7, which nations introduced us to cheeses called halloumi, paneer and Jarlsberg? So halloumi comes from Cyprus, paneer is Indian, and Jarlsberg is from Norway. Question 8, which celebrity chef was always accompanied by her henpecked husband, whose name was Johnny? It is Fanny Craddock. Fanny Craddock, yeah, I can't say that with a straight face. I remember an episode of, or a live show of Bottom, that series, so funny, but Rick Mail once said that Fanny Craddock is what ladies get when you stand too close to the sink. Ridiculous joke. I've never forgotten it. I don't know why. Every time I see that name written down, that's what I think of. Oh dear. Question number 9. What should you only eat when there is an R in the month? It is oysters. You should only eat oysters if there is an R in the month. Question 10. Which nations gave us the drinks sangria, absinthe and limoncello? It is Spain, France and Italy. Spain, France and Italy. Question 11. The Italian dish made by whisking egg yolks with wine and sugar is more commonly known as zabaglione or zabaglione. Zabaglione. Question 12. What are the two main ingredients of the Irish dish called champ? That is mashed potatoes and spring onions. Question 13. What are the four most popular varieties of port that you can buy in the UK? We have Ruby, Tawny, Vintage and White. 1 point for each, so 4 points available there. Question 14. Which Chinese dish's name translates into English as odds and ends? That is chop suey. Chop suey, also great song. I'm sure some of you know who I'm on about when I say that. Question 15. What are the three most commonly used pub names in England? They are the Royal Oak, the Crown, and the White Hart. It is not the Red Lion anymore. The Red Lion used to be there, not anymore. Those are the top three. So there we go, guys. There are the answers. Tally up your scores then for our final quiz round of the evening. Hope you've all enjoyed that one. Let's see how well you did. And we will give you all shout outs. Reminder to Patreons that I would very much appreciate any requests for different subjects that you would like. They can be questions in the quiz I could quiz you on. They could be entire quiz rounds. It just depends on the subject, really. It includes Lima Little quizzes, which are the social audio quizzes I sometimes post. But it can also, and it doesn't say this on the website, it does now include TikTok videos. So if you want to support me either on Patreon or via Buy Me a Coffee, which is the tipping service, so there's no monthly commitment. If you want to support me there, I will now offer you instead, as well, a TikTok video on a question or a subject of your choosing as well, and tag you in it. So it depends on which platforms you use or you're interested in, depending on what subject you say to me that you'd like a quiz on, I will deliver that quiz for you across one of those platforms that we can agree on together. So it does now include TikTok, and you will jump the queue with requests that way as well. At the minute I've got, keep the scores coming in, I'll read them in a moment. At the moment I have, goodness me, about 40 requests to get through on TikTok videos, and I do 5 a day. I record about five or more an evening normally, and I post them throughout the days. So, and I've got 40. Some of them are duplicates, so probably 35, minimum 35, because some people request more than once. Some people ask for the same subjects. So if you buymeacoffee.com or support me on Patreon and you ask me for a quiz, you get to jump that queue, and I'll do it the next day I can. Okay. Here we go with the team scores. 16 for Diva. Good score. Just the two of us, Gomez and Morticia Adams, have scored 14. Chris, could you please repeat answers for 14 and 15? Yes, I will. They are chop suey for 14, and 15 is the Royal Oak, the Crown, and the White Hart. Or just White Hart. Jenny says a poor 13 for Team Bath. It's all right. That's not bad. 17 for Gabby. That's another great score. Well done. Keep those scores coming in, guys. Let's give you some more shout outs before you go, and make sure if you haven't done so already, or even if you have, give the like button a tap or two before you move on. Every time that happens, it just boosts the engagements, and then it gets put in front of more people, so we find there is more chance that more people could discover us and join our little quiz family for the live shows. Or maybe you're just watching again. If you've been watching again, let me know how you got on with the quiz. Let me know what your scores were. Let me know at least that you watched. Even if you don't want to engage in the comments often, it's just nice to know that people are watching. I see the numbers, but I don't often see extra comments coming in from those same people. So it is nice to know. 10 points for me, says Jan. The last two questions didn't raise any more points. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, chop suey. Odds and ends is chop suey. Yeah, it's a great song as well. One of my favourites in terms of that genre. Good stuff. I'm not. Oh, I've got some more. Thanks again, Chris. Enjoyed the topics. Looking forward to album pictures. Yeah, it's going to be good. I hope you like it. I really do. I'll be posting that soon, so make sure you give it a like. Engage with that post, because the more engagements I get in those picture rounds, then the more worthwhile I know it is posting them. So it's important that I get that feedback, even if you just take the time to tap the like button or share it, whatever it is. They all count in social media land. So thank you. Okay, all right. I will acknowledge any more comments that come in, but we are coming to the end of the show. Thank you all for watching. As always, we will be back next week. I believe we've got, is it a couple more to do before Patreon quiz night this month? One more. So next week is Facebook Live. Patreon is the week after, because then you've got the bank holiday on the 31st, and Tuesday the 1st will be the first of the following month, obviously. So one more Facebook Live quiz, one more chance for people to get their requests in for subjects will be for next week, and then we'll be back onto Patreon quiz night, and I won't be on Facebook Live the following week. So thank you for watching. Yeah, Diva says, cheers, another fab quiz, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I will see you same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers, good night.